What's up, folks? It's your boy Bob Hollywood back with another exciting review. Today's review is going to be of this Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men. I want to say the animated series, like this vintage wave Jean Grey. I'm not a fan of the character. I've never been, and I guess that stems from this '90s animated series, and this is coming back as a reboot or a recontinuation, however you want to put it, with X-Men 97. That's really big in talks right now. I don't watch trailers, and I'm not necessarily interested in the show, so I have not seen the trailer. And I can tell you now, I'm not necessarily going to be a fan of this figure because of the cell shading. We went over this back in January, I believe, when we did the Mystique review, which was me returning to this channel and giving you guys awesome content that if you like, I would appreciate it if you liked this video and subscribe to the channel. I bought this figure from Ross, I want to say back in January. It's paid $5.99 for it. I try to buy the majority of the figures that I buy for a discounted price that lets my dollars go farther. It's in a cardboard box that looks like a VHS case. Looks good. I mean, I do appreciate this. I wish all the vintage stuff kind of looked like this, maybe with a window, because again, you're always taking a gamble when you buy a windowless box, a plastic-free packaging box. So this could be, anything could be in this box. It could be Jean Grey, which we're obviously hoping for, or it could be toenails. I don't know. Anyway, folks, I'll be right back. I'm going to bust her out of her plastic prison for you. I'm back, folks, and that took so long because I was busy eating a slice of humble pie. I actually like the way this figure looks. Again, not a fan of the character, but I actually like the way this figure looks. As soon as I took her out of the packaging, I noticed that, yeah, I mean, she needs some heat applied to her to get her legs situated, but I like the way she looks. Her head looks a little bit large, but the blue and the orange and the mixtures of the blue actually work for me. I'm sorry she fell back. Let's look at her accessories. This head looks cool. This long flowing hair looks cool. It's probably going to look even bigger on the buck. If I think the ponytail head looks big. Let's see. Huh. I just like the orange. It looks good. Yeah, that pie was good. That humble pie was good. I'm gonna take this off of her because it'll be easier to do her articulation when we get there with this head. And I'm gonna put her back there. But the only other accessories besides that head are two-fisted hands. And yeah, they look good. It's nothing special. It's just a fisted hand for her. Yeah, this head, this hair, it doesn't have a wash. It's typical, but it looks good, man. I talk trash. I talked trash. I didn't even want this figure. I just bought it because she was on clearance, and you know how collectors are. We like to waste our money. Some of us have discipline, and we only buy what we truly want, but most of us don't. I like this figure. I'm sorry. I'm laughing. I'm disappointed in myself for talking trash, but like I said, I ate that pie. I forgive myself. You should always forgive yourself when you make mistakes. She's got like it looks like it should be a headband, I'm guessing, but it doesn't look good. They could have just not done it. I get why they did it, but they could have just not done it. And this one also has a little blemish there on her shoulder. But I like it. The cell shading on this is not horrible. She looks good. I'm sorry. She looks good. I talked trash. Little gauntlets. I wonder if they can come off. I wonder if they're separate pieces. Anyway, let's go over her articulation. Her head, it starts in that position. It's going to look down just a little bit. Not very much. does not want to focus. My camera is going buck wild right now. There we go. And looks up. Again, not much at all. Camera is wilding out right now. But it is going to rotate 360, at least with this ponytailed hair. The other hair, you weren't going to get that. Arms. Whoa, she just did a front flip. Arms will almost give you a full T. This left arm doesn't want to go up any higher. Or excuse me, her right arm. So almost a full T. And it'll rotate 360, but if you want the full 360, you're going to have to pull it out. It's not going to do it. It's not going to do it because these shoulder pads do not move. They're not soft plastic. They don't rotate with it. They don't get out of the way. She has single jointed elbows. My other phone is wilding out. And single jointed elbows, no bicep rotation. Her hands are going to be horizontal. Yep, horizontal hinges, and they rotate 360. I wonder if this pad comes, if these come off. Maybe these do come off. Just I can see there, and I can see there. It was just you need to apply some heat to get those off. I might do that. I do have 2 of these jean grays. All right, for her torso, she's gonna give you some tilt. Oh, actually more to the back than I expected. Not much going forward. That's also going to rotate 360. Be careful doing that. Obviously, you don't scratch your paint. For her legs, wow, I'm actually a little disappointed that that's as far as they go. That is very disappointing. And I would have to, no, that's all they're going to go. I can see the range of motion in there. That's whack. This is a little tight on her left thigh. Her right thigh is a little bit better for me. It rotates 360. Double jointed knees. Can kick her own butt. Plastic is nice. It's not gummy or anything. And then, you know, her ankle has that. It's going to rotate. She does have peg holes. I cannot apply some heat. My legs are a little bit uneven here. She's a little bit better now that I'm playing with her, but you can still see it. And that's a issue with my jean gray is like my, was it House of X? The one where she's like her Marvel Girl uniform. Her legs are bowed for me. She's not going to stand by herself. And I feel like I have another one. Is she in Age of Apocalypse? I can easily find out. We'll find out after. I'll maybe post some pictures of with both jean grays. But let's get her height, and then we're going to do some figure comparisons. Her height is just under 6 inches. And I never was a fan of Jean Grey. I don't remember actually when watching X-Men the Animated Series being a fan of anybody in particular. I guess back then I would have been a Wolverine fan. But growing up, my favorite X-Men now is either Colossus or Cable, and I definitely prefer their figures over anybody else. That's her compared to Andra and Vixen. She's shorter than both. Like, yeah, I didn't want a Wolverine figure for the longest time, and now I have quite a few. I didn't want a few people. But now I have at least like 2 Jean Greys. I want to say 3. I have at least 2 Cyclops. Don't care about Cyclops. Even though his Age of Apocalypse figure looks somewhat cool. I like the longer hair. That's Devin. And here is Lucio. I thought he was going to fall. And they're about in the same range. She's taller than Lucio, but not by much. And again, camera cut off, ran out of storage, but we're back like cook crackers almost if we never left. This is the 80s. Her face is almost on the same level as Devin's. It looks like she's a little bit higher, but they're about the same height. And I'm assuming I didn't lose much. I noticed when the camera stopped recording. So that's our next to Lando. And next to John Jones. Taller than Lando, not by much, shorter than John Jones. She's definitely going to be taller than Winston, who I believe is the shortest member of the review crew. And she's shorter did I say she was shorter than Winston? I meant to say taller if I did. And she is shorter than Eric Killmonger. And for our final comparison, we have Roadblock, who's taller than her. And we have Titus O'Neil, who was also taller than her. I figured he wasn't going to stand, and also always drawing a blank on his name. I'm sorry. Anyway, folks, that's all of our size comparisons, and I'll throw some photos at the end comparing her with the other Jean Greys. I did not fish them out for this review, and that's on me. I'm sorry, folks. But I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you existing, and I hope that you appreciate yourself. Action figures speak louder than words.